This is IBM's research facility. It's where some of the biggest breakthroughs in the history of computer science have happened, and probably going to be home to a few more, because this is where they build quantum computers.
Their potential is huge, promising breakthroughs in material science, medicine, fundamental physics, and more. But there is a dark side, because they will come with the ability to decrypt all internet communication. Experts say there is now a quantum arms race between the United States and its biggest economic rival, China. I'm Professor Hannah Fry, mathematician and writer. I want to know where quantum technology will take us, and with international security under threat, who will come out on top? Means that encrypted data could be hacked in no time. Few are more afraid of a mass global data breach than the banking industry. Dr. Philip Intelura is head of quantum technology at HSBC.
We process £3.5 trillion worth of payments every year. So cryptography is a big deal for us.
How much of a catastrophe would this be if people just sat back and did nothing?
Well, ultimately, you're going to have customers' accounts being breached, which means things like identity theft and fraudulent transactions.
Money being stolen.
Money being stolen. That's then going to roll into financial losses. Customers will lose money, the banks will lose money. But I think ultimately the biggest risk of all is the element of trust. If customers can't trust their bank to keep their accounts and their money secure as well as their data, then it's kind of an existential risk.
Yeah, I mean, that is a fundamental part of banking. Can you be absolutely sure that this hasn't happened already? I mean, okay, if I had a quantum computer, I could read everything. I'm not sure I would tell people about it.
No, you probably wouldn't. I think it's very unlikely that anyone's got a quantum computer powerful enough right now to do this, but there may be something called a store now, decrypt later, or harvest now, decrypt later type of attack. And this is kind of the idea that state actors or malicious entities right now can start intercepting our data and storing it and just keeping it ready for the point in time when a cryptographically relevant quantum computer arrives.
Are we talking about national security concerns here? Is that ultimately where the big worry is?
That's probably the number one area that we should be concerned about, because state actors are most likely going to target national security kind of infrastructure to scrape and decipher information. State secrets will be uncovered.
You'll know who all the spies are.
You'll know who all the spies are. If you suddenly lose that secrecy and that security, then it causes all sorts of vulnerabilities.
But they are vulnerable to tapping. If I introduce a small bend into the fiber, you can see some of the light is now leaking out. And actually a hacker can use that. They can introduce a small bend to tap out some of the light and measure that to recover the data.
So that's all you need then, is just access to the cable?
Indeed, it's very straightforward.
Goodness me.
Andrew has built a device that utilizes the strange world of quantum physics to send data in a way he claims can never be hacked. It's called quantum key distribution.
This is it?
This is it, yes. What this box is doing is it's sending single photons through an optical fiber into the BT network. And we use that to form encryption keys. And those encryption keys are then being used to secure data sent between here and the data center in Berkshire.
The device generates a secret code using single particles of light, photons, which are sent one at a time down a fiber optic cable. A fundamental law of quantum physics is that if you observe a photon, you change its quantum state. And that means that if an eavesdropper tries to intercept the key, the code will be changed, rendering it unusable. The device already uses telecom company BT's existing fibre network to send sensitive files across London to a data centre over 30 miles away.
Tell me about the information that you're sending using this method at the moment then.
So in the case of HSBC, it's financial data. But we've done other trials with hospitals, for instance, where they've been sending medical scan data or with governments where they've been sending some government data.
Do you feel this sense of urgency from companies then, even though we're not quite there yet with quantum computers?
Yes, they absolutely are. There's an increasing realization that the quantum computer is coming.
How far away do you reckon it is?
Well, no, that's a very difficult question to answer. If I was a betting man, maybe I would say 5 to 7 years.
There are no maybes here. It's not if this is going to happen, it's when it's going to happen. And it's the total acceptance that when it happens, our existing communication systems are no longer fit for purpose. And that puts you in a position where you have no choice but to find something else that works and is secure.